Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to World of Warships. For update 15.1, a Lunar New Year, we're going to go over this news article today in hopefully a decently concise, timely manner. So this covers the new Lunar New Year event that happens every year in the game. We get some stuff in the Armory, and then there's going to be a continuation of some other themes in the game, and we're going to see what else we find that's new here. So that being said, always make sure to claim your 1 day of World of Warships premium account from the news article, whether you pull it up on the game's website or you pull it up in port via the news tab. If you don't really normally run premium at all, wait to claim the bonus until you're going to sit down and play the game, since it activates as soon as you claim it. So with that being said, due to the installation update, for my time, February 11th is when this update was going to go through. I've already downloaded the new update, so I'm good to go. So make sure to do that if you haven't already, or probably by tomorrow at least. The game will probably force you to go ahead and download the new update. So that being said, let's go ahead and pop down. Lunar New Year 2026. Collect festive rewards and pick a side in the Neon Paradox event to earn exciting new ships, permanent camouflage, commanders, and more. Chaos and order beginning in traditional activities. A fleet of event ships sailing under the moon. The Lunar New Year is here. This Lunar New Year, or should we say cycle of renewal, will be met by a massive celebration with warships with many rewards and a dramatic story inspired by tradition mythology. Okay. So there's a lunar login gift between February 11th and March 11th for myself here on NA. In my time zone of Norway. No holiday goes without gifts, and we have some for you. So log in during update 15.1 to receive a Lunar New Year gift bundle. So a permanent camouflage of your choice for Genon, Essex, or Schlieffen, or Belau or Holland. 1x each of the New Year Prosper Times and Bountiful Waters permanent camouflage. 1x each of the Defenders of Order and Adherents of Chaos containers, and 1500 lunar tokens. This gift bundle will be sitting in the update navigator in case you miss it, but will only be available during update 15.1. So in case you don't see it, make sure to, when you log in, I'm guessing if you just log in you get it, but sometimes you have to actually claim it. So with that being said, let's look at this. So this is the permanent camouflages that can be linked. Prosperous Times, or the Bountiful Waters. I think I kind of like the Prosperous Times, but if you're kind of wanting to be more camouflaged in the water, Bountiful Waters is probably the route to go. The permanent camouflages for said ships. Ooh, oh my goodness, I like that. I'm actually featuring the Genon, I hope tomorrow or Wednesday. I don't know. I've already got the video from randoms. I had a good game. But I like that permanent camouflage. I love the horse, the flames, or like clouds, I guess. I actually like that a lot. Red's my favorite color, so I'm pretty weak for that. Essex one's cool. I'm not a CV player main, so it doesn't make point for me to pick that one. Schlieffen one's pretty good. I'm trying to remember. I think I have a type of permanent camouflage already on Schlieffen, but I'm spacing right now. But that one's not bad. It kind of blends in decently well. Then you have Belau. Again, it doesn't matter too much to me. And then Holland. Yeah, it's okay. It's kind of like a Kion Blue. Is that how you say that? I think I prefer the Schlieffen and Genon the most personally. But the Essex one's pretty cool. I'm probably going to go for the Genon one. I like that a lot. Festive calendar starts February 17th and ends March 4th. A few days after the release of Update 15.1, the festive calendar will land in the Update Navigator and stick around for a little over 2 weeks. Open cards daily to learn about Lunar New Year traditions, premium account coal, Lunar Warrior permanent camouflage. Our aim is to make this a really nice holiday, so the festive calendar will coexist with the usual daily rewards upon login, so get extra gifts. Okay, the Neon Paradox, February 11th to April 7th. The first thing you'll notice in the game is the renewed Dragon Port, now home to a statue of the majestic and formidable Neon Beast. Neon, yeah. Signals the arrival of a major event with themed rewards. Choose a side, fight battles, and unlock premium special ships for free, while following our story about the mighty beast forces fighting for her control. Event runs till after release of update 15.3. Casting your alliance. You'll find the event by clicking through a banner in the port. There are 2 coalitions, Defender of Order, Adherents of Chaos, each with several progression lines represented by various parties from alternative worlds. Every line offers its own distinct reward. Defenders of Order. So it looks like spend 300 Lunar New Year tokens on any party's rewards in this coalition to unlock the next dialogue. So what, you unlock a dialogue and then you get a reward? Party's rewards, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wonder if each of them are 300 lunar tokens, or they'll go up in price each way you go. There was a little video down here. Gonna just open it in a new tab. Is there sound? No. Wait, let's try this again. And then can I make it bigger? Okay. Let's see. So join coalition. Wait, let's go back. Sorry. This is moving fast. Okay, join a coalition, receive themed rewards from its parties. Each earn lunar tokens in combat missions and spend them to obtain rewards and advance through the story. So besides the leaderboard, if you've been participating in leaderboards, that gives you some lunar tokens. You can also play special combat missions to unlock more. So join coalition, show coalition rewards. It doesn't look like they're going to show us, or they didn't click on it. After joining a particular coalition, you can only obtain rewards from its parties. You can switch to the other coalition at any time for coal. So if you you have to pay to switch. Okay. So probably important to look at the coalition's rewards here before you make your decisions of which ones you go for. Okay, let's continue on. You've chosen Imperium Alternum. Go to combat missions. Okay, I'm just gonna click play again. Looks like Poseidon. Okay, things are going through really fast here. Stage 1, Stage 3, Shamrockville. Obtaining reward, 100 lunar tokens, costume coal, 1,000, and this is a tier 8 British premium cruiser earn A. So let me get this straight. So besides just spending the lunar tokens that you earn via the combat missions, we're also going to be asked to spend in-game resources on top of that. Okay, I mean 1,000 coal is not a lot. It's not much. You can get in a day just by doing the daily combat missions, and you get a commander. Okay, so that's not too bad. Like I've been going through the leaderboard, which the last one wraps up, and assuming I land in first on this one, then I'll have even more lunar tokens. So that's been a good place to earn that and some other rewards as well. Man, there is a lot of information about this. I'm guessing there's going to be another article on this. Yeah, so you could have earned up to 4,000 from the leaderboard, but I didn't put a lot of effort into the first one. 200 lunar tokens and free daily random bundles, and even more from the lunar gift during update 15.1. You play the special combat missions 15.1 during update 15.1 and for the first 3 weeks of 15.2. You have additional time to complete the missions during the final week of update 15.2. Okay. Obtaining the treasure. Okay, so here we see Stage 1, Stage 2, Stage 3, Stage 4. And okay, I'm a little confused here, guys, not gonna lie. So I see, it looks like, isn't that the icon for the, yeah, that's the icon for the lunar tokens. I'm seeing 300, 700. Here there says 8,000, 15,000, 15,000. That's a lot of lunar tokens. That is a lot of lunar tokens. Like, even performing really well on the leaderboard doesn't even get you into the second progression line. But I see there's premium ships. So I'm going to guess that you can probably buy lunar tokens for money as well, maybe. Let's see. Just checking this. Let's see. Okay. Every line offers a commander with individual voiceover as its initial reward, depending on its difficulty. Each line will also offer 2 to 4 themed Tier 5 through Tier 10 premium special ships based on the existing designs. If you feel like you need an extra boost for it more, you can spend coal to progress the party lines. Okay, so you can throw coal at this too. So as you spend lunar tokens or coal, your coalition's narrative line progresses in conjunction with the party lines, and you'll get even more rewards. These commanders, Zulong and Huden, with an individual voiceovers, themed enemy destruction effects, and other exclusive items. So, okay, so then there is that particular. Was that progression camouflage? I can't remember the name. So I like that one more than that one, and it'd be interesting to see what those two look like. Was it down here? Depending on your activity effort and how you allocate lunar tokens, you can get up to 4 ships, including the Tier 10 ship, or up to 5 non-Tier 10 ships. Sorry, what? Including 1 Tier 10 ship, or up to 5 non-Tier 10 ships. So a ship that's not a Tier 10. For free, just for playing casually, you can potentially add 1 or 2 lower ships to your collection. Okay. Sharky. Tempest Nara. It looks like a Loria. I do like the cosmetics, but it looks like a Loria. Von Zuckerhoff. It looks like Sucker. I'm too tired right now. And the party camouflage reminds me of the Pinata game battle type we had. Cursed Fang. Okay. Looks like maybe 203s or 152s. Oh, if it's a British just cruiser. If it's a light cruiser, 152, but what is... I don't remember. What does the Goliath have? Okay, okay. Man, I'm sorry, guys. There's so much information on this. 2 special new containers have been added to the Armory Premium Shop, Defenders of Order and Adherents of Chaos. Lots of valuable items are waiting for you inside these, such as the event ships and several premium and special Pan-Asian ships, including Incheon. When you get an event ship from a container, if you already have it in your port, the corresponding stage of the party line is instantly completed. These 2 containers can also drop the Neon's Treasure container, holding great rewards like 3 new ships. Yimeng, Messina, and a Pan-American aircraft carrier, Independencia. This will be the only way to obtain these newcomers during the event. They will return for the next New Year event and in an event similar to the recent Steel event. Okay, so spend money on containers to... It sounds like it's like you have normal containers, and then you get like the golden container being like Neon's Treasure container, and then that's how you get like, you know, like how we had that as like the Aki, Bremen, those ships, Hawaii. It seems kind of a similar vibe, and my phone is blowing up. Give me just a moment. Mrs. Flimsy's messaging me. Cool. Alright, let's go on. Lunar New Year event pass. Guys, I'm going to try to blow through the rest of this really fast because that was a lot of time on that. Okay, so as always, we have event passes. And we also have the Prosperous and Bountiful Waters in the event on the first progression line, and then a permanent camouflage for Harbin, the Pan-Asian light cruiser. You go to the second progression line. They're going to throw another... Oh, they're going to throw a tier 7 premium ship in it, as well as the 10-point commander, and then the permanent camouflages. One's for tier 10, the other is an enemy destruction effect. It looks like Festive Fireworks enemy destruction effects, and New Dragon's Blessing permanent camouflage for tier 10 ships. The Eastern Dragon. Rare item requires dedicated or focused effort via challenging events and long-term commitment. Is that not... let me see. WoW's Eastern Dragon. Isn't that like a ship that's been in the game for a while? Or is that... Am I getting the Southern Dragon? I'm kind of getting mixed up in my head of these like other ships in the game. No, it says it's a new Pan American cruiser. It must be that I'm getting messed up with the other ones that they brought into the game a long time ago. Okay, so they're just different iterations of one another. Okay. That's the Dragon's Blessing, permanent camouflage on Genon. Also not bad. Not bad. Completing extra levels of the second lines will bring you more signal containers and 1x rare bonuses container. If you already have the Silk Sunrise permanent camouflage for Harbin, you're going to get 5.6 million credits. If you already have the Eastern Dragon, you'll get 13.5 million credits. Alright, Unbreakable Front. A new version of a familiar battle type is respawning in our game for the duration of update 15.1. So this was the... I didn't play a ton of it. I played some. But it's basically a temporary battle type that you can respawn in. Like you die and then you just kind of respawn. And it looks like you get to choose a sector this time whenever you come back in. What's new, you can now select a respawn sector after syncing, improved map positioning. Respawns happen within the map borders, so you can return to the fight faster. Originally, you were outside the map borders, and you had like this speed boost. The ship went a lot faster for X amount of seconds. More ways to turn the tide of the battle. In addition to key areas, each map now has team bases. Capturing the enemy base grants an instant victory. You can still win on points, capture key areas, and sink enemy ships to score 1,000 points, or simply be the team leading in points when the time expires. You can choose one event consumable before each battle in port. And there are 2 consumables for each ship type. Choose one that best fits your playstyle and activate it in battle to boost your ship or support your team. So rapid consumable reload, coordinated emergency repairs. There you go. Revised format 7v7 with tier 8 through tier 10. Cruisers, battleships, and destroyers. Maximum matchmaking spread of 1 tier, so kind of some protected matchmaking there. Divisions of up to 7 players allowed, so you could go with a whole clan as an example. Your clanmates or your friends, and battles last 15 minutes. So there's your sectors of where you like spawn in at, and you choose which flank you want to play on. That'll be interesting. Sector available for respawn. Sector selected for respawn. Okay. And then this looks like you're just capping. Our team started capturing the area. Yep. Note, due to technical limitations, unique commander talents will be disabled in Update 15.1 for Unbreakable Front and asymmetric battles. Okay, good to know. Couldn't you still activate talents like Lucian's after getting 100 secondary battery hits? It would activate. I'm trying to remember how that one goes. Yeah, and you could still get 3 spotted, your heal. I was thinking you could. Maybe I'm wrong. Salvage for victory for Surkov goes on. I talked about this last week. So I'm still not decided if I want to go for this battleship. I think it was like 190 some thousand coal. In addition to having to pick up the tier 8 premium economic bonus package just before it. So I should have made a note of that because I was comparing it to other tier 8 ships in the Armory, And the tier 8 battleships in the Armory go for 110,000 coal. And this is asking you to spend about 80,000 plus more, over 190,000. But I needed to make a note in taking account the tier 8 economic bonus, which I didn't make a note of. So then it's maybe not as bad, depending on, especially when it's paid with like doubloons typically for the tier 8 economic bonuses permanent package. So I've heard fun things about it. Trinlas has some videos on it as well, if you want to go check him out. I have yet to make up my mind on it. I've also got Forgotten Void, Operations with Void. He's going to have a video soon on the Rye. I've been playing it in Ops, and I'm guessing he probably has the resources, maybe 2 to go for Zoya, yeah. And I'm sure other Brawls content creators have covered it as well. Okay, improvements to operations. Stop touching operations. I hope this is a good note, but I'm really tired of Wargaming continuing to mess with operations. So I hope it's positive. I'm going to try to carry a good perspective, believing that this is going to be good, but we'll see. Okay, okay, my concern is, before even reading this, I feel like Wargaming is readjusting operations to be more, what would I say, easier, more comfortable, less challenging for the general player base in the game. Since they ever updated operations, I really like operations. I play operations as a whole quite a lot. Not as much recently, but I have a very fond history with ops, like back when it was only like tier 6 and 7, and then they expanded to 8, and then tier 10, and then super ships. But I'm seeing a lot of stupid stuff in operations these days. I mean, like, potato moves. So I feel like they're probably nerfing something. All right. Comfort. New features aim to improve the comfort and replayability of operations. Operations are getting better in update 15.1. We'll see. That's maybe subjective. Our narrative-focused battles are set to gain greater replayability with the introduction of randomized secondary tasks, and the interface is receiving significant improvements to make it more clear and intuitive. Random secondary task. Rescuing that troubled raptor or holding out at Naval Station Newport will still feel somewhat familiar, but there's going to be a twist here and there. The primary tasks of the operations are unchanged. You'll still have 5 secondary tasks for each battle, but 2 of these will be randomly replaced with secondary tasks from a list of 8 new ones. These could be missions that task you with destroying a mine-laying cruiser, suppressing enemy surveillance stations, or capturing special key areas. Okay. Some random tasks offer an easier alternative version alongside the regular one. You can get only 1 easy task per operation, and your credit and XP income remain the same as for the regular task. You'll encounter random tasks and operations: Aegis, Defensive Naval Station Newport, Raptor Rescue, Ultimate Frontier, Hermes, and Cherry Blossom for Tier 8 plus battles. Note, however, that you can also get random tasks when playing Tier 7 ships if the matchmaker adds you to a Tier 8 battle. Additionally, HP and damage of enemy ships have been slightly decreased in these operations for Tier 8 and above battles to balance difficulty. Alright, seriously, why do we need to keep doing this? I'm going to make a few notes here before I continue on. I don't see why they needed to decrease the damage of the bots. In my opinion, it forces you like, I messed up. I need to learn how to do better, or how to position better at this point in the battle when this enemy convoy is going by, or you learn. I don't like the nerfing. I personally like operations to be challenging. That's just my opinion. And I don't think of it as being challenging, personally. It becomes challenging when players don't know what they're doing and they die really fast, and then it puts more pressure on the remaining players. But then, even then, I still look at that as a challenge because I want to consistently be pushed in this game, so to speak. So I don't like that. I will say For the moment, I'll look at it as a positive in terms of having some different tasks to do. Change it up a little bit in terms of that sense. I just hope it's not too crazy. Okay, so oops. Escort the floating workshop engineer to a Raptor. Save the support ships, destroy ships, and collect the timed buffs. Wait. Buffs? Are you putting buffs in operations? We don't need buffs. Destroy the ships and collect the timed buffs. Okay, what's the timed buffs? What is that? Explain. Okay, so there's a buff. Yeah, so Raptor Rescue is here, and then you're going to sail there next. So this is either go that way or it's go up this way out. A lot of people, like, when you're playing a destroyer, like, typically you can, depending on the destroyer you have, you can, like, just engine boost at the get-go, run over and torp, depending on what tier the Japanese carrier, like here or here. So then that would make sense to pick up the buff then. Okay, you gotta tell me about these time buffs. What's going on with these buffs? Task interface update. The operations battle UI has received improvements to make it easier to interpret and more enjoyable to use. Task requirements are now easier to read. Checking progress is simpler, and you can identify mission targets on the screen with just a glimpse. Okay, my biggest pet peeve, not about wargaming, is when players are playing operations and they literally, I kid you not, they don't read the primary task and they don't read the secondary task. They go off and they do what they want to do. Read. Okay, I am ops biased, for sure. You know, if you're a newer player, I mean, it's just like, just see what the game's asking you to do, right? I don't know how many times, you know, primary task, escort Raptor or engineer to Raptor, and then you gotta escort Raptor Ranger out of the map. How many players ditch Raptor and go elsewhere? Or they avoid the torpedoes and let Raptor eat the torpedoes. And they're sailing next to Raptor. Oh, there's torpedoes coming at me. I'm gonna kill my throttle. They kill the throttle, then the torps slam into Raptor. Raptor gets destroyed. Okay, I've seen a lot of dumb stuff in my days in operations. Tasks are now displayed in contrasting block that will stand out against any background. That's literally what that is. Wargaming is acknowledging that players are not reading this. Okay, thank you, Wargaming. I think that's a good change. That's not on Wargaming, that's on players. But glad Wargaming is taking a step in that direction to help players out in reading. Tasks have icons that correspond to those on the minimap and in-game objectives. So that was like that timed buff we saw earlier, right? Missions under the tab menu have been revamped with better readability and added icons. Wow, this is a W, Wargaming. Thank you for acknowledging what I was just speaking on. HP bars of convoy ships, enemy key targets, and capital ships are now clear. This is such a burn to the players that don't read. And I'm all for it. This is if you press the tab key, you can see. So they've actually kind of, yeah, it's kind of phased out. Man. Let me summarize this. Wargaming be like, why can't you read? They're not saying that, I'm saying it, but it does strike me across that way. Okay, that's pretty great. I think overall this is pretty great, but the only thing I'm not too hip on is I want to know what these timed buffs are. More details about the changes will be available in a dedicated article. Okay, I'm gonna have to cover that, and I'll try to link Operations with Void, Forgotten Void, maybe in the comments and in the description. He is a fellow friend, fellow clanmate, and he specifically covers operations, so definitely check him out if you're into ops. Brawls with battle recalibration. 2 out of the 3 brawls will apply specific parameters changes to all participating ships. The last brawl of the update will retain its classical feel without parameter changes. What is this? Non-torpedo armament is close to ineffective. Torpedoes move fast and reload very quickly but deal less damage. Why? Who asked for this? Okay, I think that's dumb. You just... I don't like it. Maybe it's good. Maybe a lot of people enjoy it. I just... you don't have to change everything all the time. Like, that's usually where I see, like, different game companies. Like, they have a winning ingredient, and then they F it up. I think it just complicates the game more. When you complicate the game more, then it just becomes more confusing. I mean, we literally... This is Wargaming trying to make things simpler and clearer, because they acknowledge that maybe this is too complicated for players, and then they go and make small changes. I'm not meaning to try to make a big deal of it. I just, it's hard. This game is increasingly getting complicated in various ways. Like, they're trying to make certain things simpler, but then when they do these, like, oh, Brawls is not always just Brawls anymore. Brawls is now Brawls with battle recalibration. Ops isn't just Ops anymore. Ops is with time buffs. Like, when you keep changing all the time, like, do I say pressure? The pressure you put on players in terms of a new learning curve can be a lot. And so typically when you do changes in the game and in the battle types, you should do it progressively slowly. Like, I would consider not changing 2 classic battle types at the same time. Like, I would just change Ops in 15.1 and then in 15.2, then introduce, or even wait till 15.3 to make a change in Brawls. Okay? I don't think it's wise to make slightly different changes to multiple different battle types all in the same update. So 2 is too much even. Like, it's too much. Armory, the new ships pioneer in, I'm not going to say that, sail into the Armory in update 15.1. Okay, so we have a European tier 10 cruiser. Guns housed in 4 quadruple gun turrets. 4, so we got 1 in the back and 3 in the front. So we have 16 guns. What caliber? Are they 203s? Unusual layout, as 3 of them are placed forward, allowing you to use most of your firepower or directly head onto the enemy. The rear turret has relatively poor firing angles, forcing you to expose the broadside if you want to get every gun into action. Her main battery boasts a good reload speed and high damage per minute. For a light cruiser, okay, they might not be 203s, but the ranges of her artillery and torpedoes are rather short compared to her same tier peers, so like Cerberus. That said, Pioneer benefits from strong set of consumables, including the crawling smoke generator, typically of Commonwealth cruisers. Long-range surveillance radar improves submarine surveillance like on Cerberus. Long-range surveillance radar. So does that mean we have a 12-kilometer radar or just a 10? So it seems to be kind of leaning more toward the surveillance, utilizing the smoke. It's a light cruiser. Maybe we're talking 152s then. All this will be quite useful as she's decent concealment, but her hull is large for a light cruiser and she's not very maneuverable. You'll need to be aware of your opponents who retain effectiveness while in the cover of smoke. Some of her consumables also take a long time to charge after the start of each battle. So it sounds like a Cerberus hull with light cruiser guns. Because Wargaming's pretty good at the copy-paste game. Pioneer is a strong support cruiser through impressive, albeit short-range guns and ability to help the team in the later stages of the battle thanks to her powerful consumable setup. So it sounds like kind of like a cruiser you'd play mid-range, like let's say 12 to 15, and then also around capture zone. So if she's got like a 10-kilometer radar, then you should try to be in a position where you can step in and light up a capture zone with radar or a flank. So that's kind of my style. It sounds like more of a team play cruiser, so that sounds interesting. With the 4th week of Update 15.1, a new rare French destroyer will be available in Armory for 62,000 research points. It was a ship constructed for the Italian Navy. She was interned in Spain. After the war, she was transferred to France and renamed. And between 1951 and 54, she was rebuilt as an anti-aircraft escort carrying a mix of 57mm and German 105mm mounts, as well as 12 torpedo tubes and 4 triple tube launchers. So I see one right there, actually. Oh, they're on the front? Oh, okay, we're going to look at that here in a minute. She served until 1961, decommissioned, eventually scrapped in 79. In battle, she stands out for torpedo launchers being all placed in the bow, providing, it sounds like yellow opportunity, with excellent firing arcs. The torpedoes themselves are fast and have a maximum range of 20 kilometers, but from 8 kilometers, their impressive damage is cut in almost half. To get the most out of your torpedoes, you need to get closer to the enemy and maneuver to unexpected positions, benefiting from the ship's good top speed and improved engine boost consumable. For her main battery, she carries 3 105mm twin gun mounts, similar to Z42. Okay, we'll look at it here in a minute. Looks like one's on the front and 2 are on the back. Boasting improved AP alpha damage and HE shell penetration. However, their arrangement will require 2 of the mounts placed on the aft, makes landing gun salvos tough. Lacks smoke drainer and has a moderate concealment, but enjoys a large hit point pool for her tier, as well as French armor saturation mechanics for greater survivability. She also benefits from above average AA armament and defensive AA fire consumable to keep aerial threats away. Overall, excels as an aggressive torpedo destroyer with solid speed, survivability, armament, but she requires some caution and daring when pressing the attack. Okay, so she's got 6 torpedo tubes on either side, so 12, all located in the front. So they put her torpedo armament power in the front, but more of the gun power in the back. So, like, for kiting a little bit more, I can't see how well of a firing angle this main battery gun has. It says like the Z42. A larger hit point pool. You know, I wish I had enough research bureau points to pick this up. Actually. How many do I have? 14,000. Oofda. I got ×2 reset I can use. Next one's not for another 2 months. Early access to European battleships continues. And oh my gosh, I just saw this video is 37 minutes long. Content additions and changes. Clan Battle Season Blue Marlin and Hurricane Blue Marlin. Contents of the Azurlane Ocean Guardians Premium Container and the Azurlane Premium Container will be changed in future updates. Because of that, all copies of these containers are currently owned by all players will automatically be opened in 15.1, 15.2 respectively. Additionally, with the release of update 15.3, the contents of the Veteran Recruiting Station Golden Week and Golden Week Premium Containers will also be changed for an update 15.2. These containers will be also automatically be open for all players who have them on their accounts. Ships Shigher, Regal Coral, Uni were added for testing by developers, and ZH1 in community contributors. Other changes: bots, HP, and damage output in asymmetric battles have been slightly changed for rarely appearing non-standard scenarios, reduced for low tier and increased for high tier battles. Added separate statistics for personal division distinguished service awards in a player's profile section. Okay, I was actually that bugged me a little bit. I'm glad they're doing that. Ships restrictions and limits for clan battles are now shown in Shipport. Okay. Fixed the bug that allowed it using the reserve battery unit consumable with depleted dive capacity during emergency surfacing. Fixed the bug that prevented entering co-op battles on tier 4 or lower ships. Alright, so there is a lot in this update. I'm sorry guys, this went way longer than I anticipated, but there's a strong learning curve with the Lunar New Year 2026 because they've made it a lot bigger, and I felt like there's just some things we need to try to look at a little more closer for you guys. You know, we have the Unbreakable front coming back, and then, you know, changes to ops. I definitely, that's a personal bias, I want to look into that. I think overall this update is good. If I gave it a scoring of like out of 10, I would probably just give it 8 of 10. the reason why I'm not giving it like a 9 or a 10 is because I think they shouldn't have changed two battle types at the same time while bringing and reintroducing a third battle type. And that new battle type also has different changes that they brought back. So technically 3 battle types all have different changes going into the update. That's too much. It's too complicated. I think that should have been spaced out. And I'm a little mixed on, and another reason why I go down is just like I don't fully agree with some of the changes. I mean, we'll see how Brawls goes. I think overall randoms is good. I just don't like when they nerf the damage that the bots can do. If I mess up, I want to be punished. I want the bots to be difficult, so I don't like that they nerfed. So that's why I say out of 10. Otherwise, I think other stuff is good. So that's why I say 8 out of 10. So that being said, let me know your thoughts on the new update in the comments below. Would be great to hear your feedback. Otherwise, if you liked this video, give a thumbs up. If you didn't, give a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do see more. If you have subscribed, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Thank you to your patrons, supporters. And until next time, take care.